Welcome to the channel, guys. Guys, you are probably no stranger to the name Bhutan, the happiest country in the world. But are they actually happy? This is a land allowing men to sleep with any girl and then have the right to just run away. It is also home to a temple full of private parts to pray for good luck. And there are tons of cool things in Bhutan that you wouldn't know if you didn't join us to explore real life in Bhutan through this video of 7 strange and totally shocking things only in Bhutan. The Happy Kingdom amidst the Himalayan clouds. You have probably heard somewhere that Bhutan is a small country sitting between 2 giants, China and India. But instead of racing in industry or technology, they chose a very unique path, living slow and happy. So it is super suitable for those looking for some healing. It is not the bustling vibe like other tourist spots. You can visit temples from morning till night because there are so many temples here. This country is less than 40,000 square kilometers, with a population of just about 780,000 people, but is world famous for the gross national happiness (GNH) philosophy, where joy and balance matter more than GDP. Bhutan's capital is Thimphu, one of the few capitals in the world without traffic lights, guys. Instead, police stand in the middle of the intersection, using hand signals to direct traffic, just like in a silent film. Even so, everything remains strangely orderly and peaceful. What makes Bhutan special is the way they preserve tradition and nature. The government limits the number of tourists by charging a high tourism tax to protect culture and the environment. Only a small number of visitors are allowed here each year. A person can only visit Bhutan once a year. But this has to be done through a licensed Bhutanese travel agency. You can't apply for a visa yourself and go on your own, guys. Once there, you will travel in a group and every car will have a tour guide. About 70% of the territory is covered by primary forest, and Bhutan is the only country in the world that absorbs more carbon than it emits, meaning they are carbon-negative guys. Instead of chasing growth, Bhutanese people believe living in harmony with nature is the greatest happiness. Here, if they cut down 1 tree for wood, they plant 10 back. That is just top-notch. Living here is like living in the heart of Mother Nature, because there are so many trees around. And do you know that in Bhutan, people don't kill a single animal? All meat is imported from India. Bhutanese people speak Dzongkha as the official language, but English is also commonly taught in schools, and people get to learn for free, so it is still easy for you to communicate. Most people follow Vajrayana Buddhism, and you can see monks, ancient temples, and vibrant prayer flags everywhere from mountain peaks to rooftops. The climate in Bhutan changes with altitude. Low areas are warm, while high areas are freezing all year round. But no matter where you go, you will see scenery as beautiful as a painting. So how does real life in Bhutan actually play out? Let's go explore right now, guys. The strange real life in Bhutan. When you set foot in Bhutan and book a room, what hits your eyes will be a hotel room looking like this, with yellow tones exuding deep Buddhist vibes. And if you stay at Paro Hotel, one of the most beautiful hotels in Bhutan, then you will be bowed to and blessed by a great master before checking in. Everyone notices the architecture here is full of patterns painted in every nook and cranny. Houses are tiny and cute, mostly 3 floors or less. And you know what? Houses, temples, and hotels in Bhutan are all built by hand. They don't use machines at all. At most, just chainsaws. Carrying whole rocks up high, then chiseling them by hand like that, and putting them up to build walls. And they don't use cement either. They mix clay with water and plaster it on, and it is all good. Scaffolding is made of bamboo like this, tied tight with ropes, looking primitive but super sturdy, okay? Another thing is during festivals, people must wear traditional costumes. Bhutanese people will wear this to work to temples, offices, or formal occasions. For government workers, wearing traditional clothes is mandatory. Bhutanese men and women's outfits include go for men, which is a knee-length robe, and kira for women, which is an ankle-length dress. All culture on traditional costumes is hand-woven, taking 9 to 11 months for a kira. Men's go takes up to 3 years, and that pattern only appears once, okay, never repeated. Outfits for festivals or weddings cost $10,000 or more. See, putting it on yourself can be a bit tricky, so just ask a local to help you put it on okay. And kids going to school also have to wear traditional clothes every day. Social status is determined mainly by the color of the scarf draped over the left shoulder. For example, commoners will wear white scarves while aristocrats and monks just rock the yellow scarves. One more thing, Bhutan was completely isolated from the outside world until 1974, which is 50 years ago. No one knew about this country. It is pricey in that you have to pay $100 a night in Bhutan, and this is the environmental protection fee. This fee is not cheap at all. Of course, tourists don't like this. Coming to a pretty poor country, but you have to be rich to have money to hang out there, okay? On the streets, there are also equipment for everyone to exercise, especially for the elderly to improve their health. If you want to eat fruit, you can go into their garden and pick some to eat freely. These persimmon trees, heavy with fruit, look like they are ripe already. You will be treated like family by them. Very enthusiastic and natural. One thing that you always see in Bhutan is the smile. Meeting any Bhutanese person, you also see them smiling and welcoming always. When driving on the road, the hills on both sides look just like the American Northwest. Super simple and peaceful. And everywhere in Bhutan is just like that, okay? You are wondering about their income, right? This farmer shared that working in the fields, the highest pay corresponds to $12 a day. Since land is scarce when there is a lot of work, they hire extra help for harvest, paying about $10 to $11 per person each day. He also shared that the national average wage is 440 Bhutanese ngultram. Even though it is a bit tough, healthcare and education are the highest paying sectors, which can go up to 100,000 Bhutanese ngultram a month. There is another special thing in this country that Bhutanese people are super good at English. All lectures in schools and universities are in English. While subjects like philosophy, history, and culture are taught in Dzongkha, the mother tongue. Thanks to that, they both keep their cultural identity and can chat up a storm in English with every foreign guest. Bhutan also stands out for its spiritual life. Temples and monasteries are where locals pray, perform rituals, and find balance in life. Huge Buddha statues and extremely intricate paintings. Young monks study Buddhism while joining outdoor activities, creating a dynamic yet still serene vibe. Walking around for a bit, you are probably hungry already, right? So, let's go explore Bhutanese cuisine together. But I am not sure you can handle eating all of it, though. Picky eater cuisine in Bhutan. Do you see what is hanging on the wall? That is chili. Big bunches and small bunches are hung up like a symbol of Bhutan. They are all real chilies, okay? They are even dried and shriveled up already. I advise anyone who can't eat spicy food and hates butter to best not go on a Bhutan food tour, okay? Why is that? Because 90% of dishes here have butter, and locals treat chili as a vegetable. All kinds of dishes from dried chili, fresh chili, sliced chili, green chili, red chili, cooked with Bhutanese cheese. Just a few dishes are less oily than China, India, but spicier than most dishes in Tibet, okay? First is shakam pa, cooked with dried beef, white shakam, chili, and radishes. The special thing about it is chilies are put in whole to cook, not sliced. And if you like salted pork, then sika pa will be a great choice, and of course the seasoning is still dried chili, a lot of chili. Another specialty not to be missed is Cordyceps sinensis bubble tea. Sounds strange, right, guys? Cordyceps is actually a fungus harvested from the Himalayas mixed into milk tea, creating an extremely beautiful green color. Have to say Bhutanese cordyceps is sold in countless amounts. I heard that is 100% real stuff sold, and there is even a symbolic model placed outside the door too. The billboard clearly states it is taken from the Himalayan mountains. There are also English words proving Americans like it and often come here to buy. Because they live on steep, high mountain terrain, so they are very rare and difficult to harvest, making the price sky high. The natural type is mainly harvested in Tibet, Bhutan, and some provinces in China, like Sichuan, Gansu, Yunnan. The annual yield is just under 100 kilograms. The next jaw-dropping surprise is the chili cheese dish named ima dachi. Bhutanese people like chili cheese so much, they eat it every meal daily and often add chili and pepper to cook with it, guys. They also make cheese into square cubes and hang them up for preservation. This dish is called chugo. When eating chugo, it can take you up to 45 minutes to finish one cube. it is even harder than many people's heads. You want to eat something more normal, huh? Then here is stir-fried dried pork with vegetables plus a bowl of soup and rice, enough for a full meal. Besides that, the main staple food of this country is rice. However, it is not white rice, but red rice. Eating it is quite hard and dry. But you have to sympathize, guys, because regular rice is hard to grow in a country with the world's highest average elevation of 3,280 meters above sea level, in which the highest peak, Gangkhar Puensum, is 7,570 meters. And Bhutan is the first country in the world to declare it will become 100% organic agriculture, meaning saying no to chemical pesticides. Okay. Because Bhutanese people believe that land, water, and plants all have souls. Using chemicals to kill pests is also hurting the natural balance. Bhutanese people also like drinking tea. They usually drink black tea and green tea with a bit of salt, pepper, and a small spoon of butter. Yes, you didn't mishear. Just tea, but they still have to add butter and chili to be satisfied. At this rate, Sichuan China people who are famous for eating spicy might even lose. Additionally, every adult in this country consumes up to 8.47 liters of alcoholic beverages, more than the world average of 6.2 liters. Here there are over 5,400 bars. But specifically on Tuesdays called Dry Day, the Bhutanese government bans bars from selling alcoholic drinks. Restaurants sometimes will be located upstairs, and you will walk on wooden stairs to get to the food serving area. Inside is decorated extremely eye-catchingly, even hanging photos of the King of Bhutan too. And the king is definitely a man, and there is a custom for Bhutanese men that makes the world totally shocked, which the king certainly does not support. Men spending the night with many girls without having to get married. You know what? In Bhutan, there is a night hunting custom called bomena. The hunters usually gather in a group, choose a target, and make their move when night falls. Of course, not everyone succeeds. Sometimes they misjudge the location or make noise that wakes up the household, forcing them to retreat to escape the father's wrath. Quite a few guys end up with broken arms or legs because of this custom. On the girl's side, she will leave the door open for the man to come in and leave before her whole family wakes up. However, if caught, he has the right to choose to marry and move into the girl's home or leave without facing any punishment or obligation, even if the person he hunted gets pregnant. In that case, the girl will look for another man who accepts both her and her child. Conversely, if she finds a decent man, he will allow the child to take his surname. Only then can the children go to school and enjoy other citizenship rights, otherwise they will have to live like orphans. As people say, in this relationship, women are like prey for quick hunts. A few decades ago, there was even a network supplying information about beautiful girls for government officials to hunt. This custom was distorted into a form of bribery for those in power. Nowadays, the night hunting custom has become a controversial issue regarding whether to keep or abolish it, because it increases infectious diseases and leads to girls being abused during the night encounter without daring to report it to anyone. How about you? Do you think this custom should be abolished or not? Leave your opinion in the comments section below. One more thing in Bhutan that shocks the world is the practice of polygamy and polyandry. Northern Bhutan maintains the concept where women run the outside and men run the inside. There, after getting married, the woman is the pillar going out to work and supporting the family. Besides, they can also marry multiple husbands. Especially when a girl marries the eldest son of a family, then his younger brothers are also defaulted to be her husbands. Sons growing up and getting married will also move into their wives' homes. All assets and belongings, like houses, livestock, and land, are reserved for the eldest daughter, not the son. And this custom is also fading away and doesn't exist in many places anymore, guys. On the flip side, polygamy is also very common in Bhutan, with the condition that men cannot take more than 3 wives at the same time. Starting from the second wife, they need the first wife's consent to proceed. In some parts of this country, there isn't even a wedding culture, guys. They just love each other, move in together, and have children. When they get tired of loving, they just need to write a paper clearly stating the breakup and who raises the kids, along with signatures from the couple and a witness. And that is the divorce done. The important thing is the compensation amount when breaking up. If the fault lies with the woman, she isn't forced to pay the man to get a divorce. Unless some wealthy ladies feel pity for their ex-husbands, then they will give him some money to leave the house. But most men, even if not at fault, still have to compensate the woman when divorcing, and naturally, the other side is allowed to set the price on how much compensation they get. One thing to note is that to be granted a marriage certificate in Bhutan, you have to pass an interview by a council of 5 judges, more stressful than university entrance exams, guys. Once, out of 780 couples interviewed, only 30 couples were granted marriage certificates. If any couple fails, they have to wait a year to be interviewed again. And the government will organize interviews for new couples once every 3 months, no exceptions. Even if you got married abroad and already have a marriage registration abroad, it has no validity in Bhutan. At this point, you are just like a tourist. If you want to come to Bhutan, your husband or wife's hometown, you still have to pay the tour fee, which is not a small amount, about $300 a day. Hey, if that's the case, going for 3 days and 2 nights in Bhutan blows away roughly 4 months of salary, guys. Even if you have a marriage certificate, you are not allowed to gain Bhutanese citizenship, but only get a 1-year visa card. And every year, you and your spouse have to appear in court once on your wedding anniversary to ensure the marriage is still fine and to get the visa extended for another year. When coming to Bhutan, you will choose to fly there, right? But prepare your spirit to arrive at the airport that most easily sends pilots and passengers to reincarnation in Bhutan, okay? The airport that easily costs pilots and passengers. This is Paro Airport. You can easily see patterns and carvings related to Buddhism everywhere. The waiting room looks like a museum decorated with paintings. However, I heard this airport is famous for being the toughest in the world. It sits nestled in a valley, surrounded by mountains over 5,000 meters high of the Himalayas. This is also the only international airport out of the 4 airports in the entire country. This place only has 2 buildings. One is the air traffic control tower, the other is the check-in area and waiting lounge for passengers. The wind in the valley is so strong that planes just wobble when about to land. The runway is shorter than normal, so pilots must be extremely experienced to dare to take the wheel. According to Forbes, as of 2018, there were only 17 pilots in the world licensed to land here. In 2011, this number was just 8 people, literally just enough for a drinking table. The special thing is, planes are only allowed to arrive or leave the airport during the day. When landing, pilots have to bank 45 degrees around mountain ridges, then drop altitude really fast. Sometimes the belly of the plane almost grazes the roofs of locals' houses. There is a red-roofed house on the mountainside used as a key landmark for the captain to determine the approach path. Just a slight deviation, and you fly straight down the abyss to meet the king of hell immediately. As for the runway at Paro, it is significantly shorter than other airports, only about 3,000 meters. When first built, it was only 1,200 meters long, so the Bhutanese government only allowed the use of small 18 to 20-seat planes capable of accelerating and climbing fast. Later, they extended the runway enough to accommodate heavier aircraft. It wasn't until the 19th of October 2004 that the first Airbus A319 officially landed here. In August 2010, Drukair became the first international airline to operate routes at Paro. Then, in December 2011, Tashi Air, Bhutan's first private airline, also went into operation. Now they are even building a new runway to handle up to 50 flights a day. Long story short, flyers often joke that taking off anywhere is fine, as long as you get to land in Bhutan. Dear friends, so we have explored quite a bit of Bhutan. So what are you most impressed with in this country? Leave your opinion in the comments section below to share with everyone, okay? Thank you guys for watching the video until this very moment. And now goodbye and see you guys in the next interesting videos. Bye-bye!